Some people are not lazy. They're just carrying too much. Too much to move. Too much to become. He used to see it clearly, not just as a wish, but as a future waiting for him. A version of himself that felt real, strong, focused, alive. A life where his mind was not crowded, where his steps were not heavy, where he could finally move the way he was meant to. And deep down, he believed he would get there. But life had its own rhythm, and it never came empty-handed. It came with a load. Not something anyone could point at, not something the world would notice, but something he felt every single day. It sat quietly on him, in his thoughts, in his hesitation, in the way he delayed what mattered most. It wasn't loud. It didn't announce itself, but it was always there. And slowly, it began to shape his life. Not by stopping him completely, but by slowing him down. Still, he refused to quit. He showed up again and again, even when it didn't feel like progress, even when his energy was low, even when his mind felt crowded. He would sit down, open his laptop, and try. Try to move. Try to create. Try to become. But every time he started, the weight would settle. Ideas became heavy. Focus became distant. Simple steps became difficult. And some nights, all he could do was stop. Not because he didn't want it, but because carrying both the dream and the load felt like too much. Then one night, everything changed. Not outside, inside. He stopped fighting for a moment, stopped pushing, stopped pretending the weight wasn't there. And in that quiet, he asked himself a simple question. What exactly am I carrying? For the first time, he didn't run from the answer. He faced it. And what he found wasn't failure. It wasn't weakness. It was pieces. Small pieces that had been ignored for too long. Unfinished decisions. Unspoken fears. Delayed actions. Waiting. Overthinking. Doubt. None of them looked heavy on their own, but together they had become a load. And in that moment, something powerful shifted. He realized he didn't need to drop everything at once. He just needed to start somewhere. So he did. He made one decision he had been avoiding. Just one. The next day, he let go of something unnecessary. Another day, he showed up for a few minutes and gave it his full attention. It didn't feel big, it didn't feel impressive, but it was movement. And slowly, the weight began to change. Not disappear, but loosen. His mind felt clearer, his steps felt lighter, his effort felt possible again. And something beautiful happened. The version of himself he used to see no longer felt far away. It felt closer. Not because the distance had changed, but because he had. He kept going. Not perfectly, but consistently. On hard days, he paused, but he didn't quit. On heavy days, he adjusted, but he didn't stop. And over time, those small steps became strength. The load didn't vanish, but it no longer controlled him. It no longer decided how far he could go. Instead, it became something he understood, something he could manage, something that, in a strange way, made him stronger. Because every piece he removed, every step he took, was building a version of him that could carry more and still move forward. And one day, he noticed something quietly powerful. He was no longer stuck. He was no longer waiting. He was moving, steadily, intentionally, with clarity. And for the first time, the load was no longer on him. It was with him, and it no longer weighed him down. He wasn't behind.
He wasn't incapable. He wasn't lost. He was learning how to move while carrying what life gave him. And that is how he began to rise. Not by waiting for life to get lighter, but by becoming stronger. He wasn't stuck. He was becoming.